Well, here we go. Welcome to the Hoffman 714 from 1952. Forgot that for a second. And let me tell you one thing. This thing weighs a hell of a lot. My legs and back are now angry from just carrying it across the room. I don't know how I got it up here the other day. I guess I was so excited I didn't notice. But anyway, this is a really big TV. I don't know why when I take a picture of it or when I saw it in the original pictures, it just doesn't look big. But I can tell you now that this pad it's sitting on is 24 inches. So this thing is 22 inches wide by, I guess, 20 inches if you include the mask, deep, and yeah, 19.5 inches tall. Anyway, so I don't know how much you guys know about Hoffman TVs, but Hoffman was a Los Angeles company that got into the TV business late. The safety glass here is tinted. They called it Easy Vision. From what I've read about their Easy Vision, is it's more of a marketing gimmick because back at the time, for those of you that follow John, he has that Sylvania halo light, and one of those marketing gimmicks they did back then was Sylvania was talking. The salespeople used to say people would go blind. Well, Hoffman was no different. But my understanding is the reason why they ended up with this tinted was because they didn't have a lot of money, and surplus yellow plexiglass from World War II was plentiful and almost free, and so safety glass was expensive. So they bought this, came up with the gimmick, bought off a couple of, or made up a couple of eye doctors to say that the Hoffman Easy Vision would prevent kids from going blind. And voila. And it only lasted a couple of years. It looked like the 1953, or maybe it was 54, that these disappeared. So I guess they ran out of yellow plexiglass. At any rate, I was able to find the tuning knob, which I think I got lucky. Well, it isn't the exact tuning knob. My understanding is the tuning knob should be ivory. Hoffman, all the 1952 Hoffmans seem to come with these knobs. The blonde sets came with the beige, and the mahogany sets came with ivory. But the fact that I could even find the correct channel changer with the fine tuning built in, it's kind of a whole deal, was kind of a miracle. And it was only $8. So what I've done was I went through one of my boxes. I've made inquiries to several different places, and everybody just said kind of like, you know, what's a Hoffman? Anyway, so I went through one of my boxes and I came across the knobs for that Grundig I was working on when the fire broke out. So it's not ideal, but it'll do for now. Alright, so yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this on its side, because the bottom, well actually, you know what, I'm going to turn it around, we're going to take a look at it. I have already looked, but when it was on the floor, so let me turn it around. Okay, so it's turned around. Oh, I do have the literature on it. What did I do with it? Now I can't find much information on this particular model, but I do have the photo fact for the chassis, as you can see here. I'm sure you could probably read that better than... Yeah, I just love how these HD these HD cameras pick up numbers that you could almost can't even see. Anyway, so this is chassis 183B. So I do have a Hoffman, well, here you can see the correct channel changer and knobs for these things. Most of these sets came in blonde, you know, that was all the rage, I guess, in 1952. Anyway, so this is a chassis 183B. It uses a 17 HP 4 tube, which I have already tested. And it was a long time before this thing had been turned on or tested, because, of course, when I first turned it on, this thing was dead as a doornail. There was barely a blip on the tube tester. So anyway, I let it bake for 90 minutes. By the time it was, it came up. At first, it came up a bit slowly, or kind of 50-50, I guess. By the time 30 minutes rolled around, I was almost up to the green, and by the time 90 minutes rolled around, it was more than halfway up to the green. It was on 14, and the meter goes up to 20. So it tested higher than that Philco tube, and it tested higher than either of the tubes in my RCA. So I'm kind of excited about that. I've already showed you this. It just dawned on me. But again, there's that kind of cool tube in there. So since I already did go through this, I'm sorry about that. I just totally skipped my mind that I did a little preliminary video on this when I first got it. Anyway, so I'm going to turn it up on its side. I wanted to show you a couple of little things about it that I don't know how they work yet necessarily, but one thing you may have noticed here is this brown knob. There is a built-in aerial, and I don't know how it works. The wires are broken off of it, because it looks like one went here and one went here, so I don't know exactly what this thing is supposed to do, but let's see if maybe you can make that writing out. I can't. Anyhow, as I had mentioned before, the coating is flaking off, and it looked like the label came off too, so I don't even know what brand of tube that is. But anyway, we're going to find out. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this thing up on its side, and we'll take the bottom off. Okay, well, obviously, as you can see, the perf board got messed up at some point. I have not taken a look at this at all, so there's no cheating. All I ask is that please do not have any dead things falling out. Okay, what the heck? Okay. I guess I'll leave that one up there. It smells like old. Okay, what do we think? There's going to be a body falling out of this thing. Okay, nope. Ooh, but there's been spiders in there. Wow. Well, there you go. Your first look is my first look. CRT coating. I do not think this has been worked on. Huh. How lucky is that? Oh, I wonder if it doesn't work. Okay. Let's take a closer look here. Wow, there's lots of room in that chassis. Okay. My first thought would be that that Sprague may or may not be original, but I think it is because the parts picture, I believe. Oh. I just love. Oh, it's. I didn't get all the pages. I believe you could see that cap. In there, 20-4-5. Huh. Well, anyway. Oh. Yeah, I think so. That's a... Well... Anyway. Looking at the picture, these pretty much look like everything that is in there, including those lovely cementy resistors there. Oh, it's all Sprague in here. Okay. Like I said, I don't think this has ever been touched. Well, there you go. Oh, by the way, looking at the specs. This did it leave that behind? Of course it did. Look at the schematic, and this thing has got this transformer. It's got 5 freaking taps on it. There's 3. Well, there's the 720 or 730, whatever. There's the 5 volt, and then 3 6.3s, and they all go to different portions of the radio. So, which is also why this thing has about well, it has 3 main electrolytic, multi-electrolytics. I just ordered them. They were all, most of them were 475 volts. Anyway, this is running on and on and on. So again, we could take a look underneath here. Big old tuner. It's supposed to have be able to have a UHF connector, but interestingly, all the stuff in the schematic on the back of the pictures, you can see the connector on the 20 whatever model this is, 20 it's the 20-inch model anyway. Uses the 20 HP4. Anyhow, I forgot what I was going to go with this. Well, anyway, I guess it doesn't matter. There's white crap growing on that, too. Alright. Well, like I said, this is nice. It has a lot of room in it. So, and I did notice, and here it is, it has 1 couplet. And I did see that on the schematic. I was kind of shocked, because this is 1952. I didn't know that they had them that early. It's on here somewhere. Where is it? There we go. Right there. So, alright, I'm going to wrap this up because I've been babbling, and I guess you'll be looking for a video in a week or so when I have some parts replaced. Thanks for watching.